One person remains missing after the recent floods in the Northern Cape province. Government and aid organizations are trying to reach all affected communities who've been cut off due to the damage to infrastructure. Senior reporter Dasen Thathiah is there.
More than a week after floods struck the Namakwa municipality in the Northern Cape, there are still many communities that have been cut off and have not been able to access basic items like food. Here in Khomikas, this is one of those areas that has not been reached completely yet. There's still work being done here by the Social Development Department in the province, alongside other organizations like the Gift of the Givers and the Red Cross. These residents are lining up for basic food items which will be delivered to them in the form of parcels. One of the major issues so far has been the issue of access, and as a result of that, vehicles have not been able to pass certain roads that were badly destroyed during those rains. The MEC for Social Development in the province, Nontobeko Vilakazi, is also here talking to the teams. MEC, if I may interrupt you. I know that your team is working here. You've been delivering food hampers to these communities. In your assessment of what you've already been able to achieve and what you are still able to achieve, talk to me about what have been the priorities, the immediate needs that you've been able to deliver to these people.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, this past week has been a very hectic week for us as government and in particular as social development. But what we did from the 26th up until the 28th, what we did, we managed to get a helicopter from SAPS who distributed some very essential items like your nappies, because the newborn was born in the process, and we managed to give that kind of assistance. And from Tuesday, we've been dishing out food parcels and Buffalo's Rafir. We are here today in Khomikas, and I can say here the number of households here, it's about 920. Yesterday we managed to distribute 260. Today we are looking at 420, and on Friday we will do the rest. But I can say that the process is a bit slow, and one of the challenges that caused that is the access to roads. We don't have access.
MEC, I wanted to talk about that issue specifically in a second. I just want to talk about what has been the reason for the depletion of supply. So I see that there are stores here. Have all of them run out of food?
Including ShopRite. You won't believe, ShopRite ran out of food, and we had to get from all the shops in Springbok. As I'm talking to you, a truck from Kimberley is on its way to come and deliver food parcels. It will arrive here, I think, later today. But we are trying our best to ensure that no one goes to bed hungry. I must say the challenges that we are faced with the process, I think I must say something about the slow process.
Yes.
It's not really our own making, but the fact that our roads are damaged. We can't get big trucks to come over with food. We are depending on bakkies. As you have seen also, we came here with bakkies, and our communities don't have bakkies, so they can't even access their grants because of that challenge. But SASA, we are busy now working on a plan to make sure that the people will be able to go and get their monies. But the main, what I can say, people here, they are very excited, not excited actually, but they appreciate the efforts that Northern Cape government is doing for them. The food parcels, you know, when you give a person something to eat, you have covered everything. So that's what we are trying. That's why we want to also to make a very, to thank Gift of the Givers for the role they are playing, you know, and the Red Cross. They are really assisting us a lot, and as DSD, we are continuing to make sure that we won't leave anyone without food in Khomikas and in the surrounding areas. We have a plan, on which I won't be able to talk about it, but we have a plan that on this particular, this is what we are going to embark on. But I must say, we are not that 100% happy because the process is a bit slow. And you know, we are talking about government money here.
Yes.
We need to be accountable as DSD. So that's why we need to take our communities through that process of assessment, and they must fill in the forms. It takes a bit longer, but we have to do it because we need to account at the end of the day. We are dealing with government monies here.
I just want to talk about this quickly, MEC. You spoke about services that beyond the food and the other needs, there is also that issue of things like grants and the access to basic services. How are you going to achieve that in these communities that are cut off?
Yes, I know today there will be another district joint meeting where the district mayor is having a plan on how to going to access, make sure that people have water. But we as DSD, our main focus is to make sure we distribute food to each and every household in the area.
And lastly, what is the word on the local state of disaster that is meant to be declared? Has that been approved?
The local one has been approved. Yeah, the local one has been approved, and I think as the different. Yesterday we had a press briefing as as government or provincial government, and we are working. I can tell you we were here till late yesterday. Even today we are not going anywhere up until we see that everyone gets food. And what was we like the fact what touched me more is the fact that during this process a baby was born. A pre-baby who was supposed to be born on September. He was born, it's a healthy big baby, and we managed to give support to the mother and the father, and those kind of things. Our communities really appreciate such interventions.
MEC, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Let you get back to what you're doing there. I'll also mention that in this area that we're in Khomekas, it's close to Buffelsrivier, which is not far from here, and there's still a search underway for one missing person. In addition to the other bodies that have been recovered, Rian Kluter is still unaccounted for, and his family is desperately waiting for news of a recovery of his body. They say that they want closure as soon as possible. I'm Dasen Thathiah in Khomekas in the Northern Cape.